यस गगन।
सर वो गूगल फॉर्म में मंगवा लो फोटोज।
गूगल फॉर्म में फोटोग्राफ मंगा ले।
सब फिर एक के फोल्डर जी डाउनलोड कर लो ना भाई।
वो आप लोग ग्रुप में भी कर दोगे तब भी मेरे पास पहुंच जाएगी।
चलो सर ठीक है।
अब ग्रुप में कर दोगे ना तो मैं वहीं से डाउनलोड करता हूँ, कोई बात नहीं, कोई देखेगा तो कोई बात नहीं, ट्री प्लांट करते की फोटो होगी आपकी, अच्छी फोटो क्लिक करके सेंड कर देना ना।
वो ट्री प्लांटेशन इस बार सिर्फ जीटू कर रहा है।
These are the topics जो हम लोगों ने आज कवर करने हैं। That's great. So first topic is risk management, and second one is security architecture and design. We will start from first topic. So risk management. Basically, what is risk management? So risk management is a process of identifying, assigning, and controlling threats to an organization capital and earning. So these threats or risk that could stem from a wide variety of sources, that including financial uncertainty, legal liabilities, static management error, accidental, and natural disasters. So in IT security, threats and the data-related risk, and the rest that risk management strategies to elevate them the behalf of the top priority for digitized companies. So as a result, a risk management plan that increasingly includes companies processes for identifying and controlling threats to digital assets, that including proprietary corporate data. So a customer personally identify the information and intellectual properties. So first in this case, that is why is risk management important? So first question in this case is why risk management important. So risk management is important because it tells business about the threats, in their operating environments, and allow them to primitively mitigate the risks. So in the absence of risk management, business would face sometimes face heavy loss because they would be they are not expecting that type of risk. So that's why जो है risk management is very much important. So next we have risk management strategies and different processes. So all the risk management plans that follow these some steps that combine to make up the overall risk management process. So these all are the steps, or we can say that these are the strategies for risk management. The first in this case, that is risk identification. So risk identification, that means the company identifies and define potential risk that may negatively influence a specific company process or project. So this is about the risk identification. Second one is risk analysis. So risk analysis, that once specific type of risk are identified, the company then determines the odd of its occurring as well as its consequence. So the goal of the analysis is to further understand each specific instance of the risk and how it could influence the company projects and the objectives. And third one is risk assessment and evaluation. So the risk is then further evaluated after determining the risk overall likelihood of occurrence combined with its overall consequence. So the company can then make decision on whether the risk is acceptable and whether the company is willing to take it on the based on the risk type of the risk. So next is risk mitigation. So during this step, companies assesses their highest marked risk and develop a plan to elevate them using specific control. So these plans that include risk mitigation process, so risk preventions, and the contingency they plan in the event that risk comes fortune. So next we have that is risk monitoring. So risk monitoring, the part of the mitigation plan that include the following: both the risk and the overall plan of the continuously monitoring. So and track new and existing risks. So the overall risk management process that should also be the reviewed and updated accordingly. तो जितने भी चीजें सारी मॉनिटर करने के साथ साथ डेली रूटीन पे अपडेट भी होने चाहिए कि किस टाइप का रिस्क जो है हमें फेस करना पड़ सकता था और किस टाइप का रिस्क जो है हमने ऑलरेडी फेस किया है उसको कैसे ओवरकम करना है, उसको कैसे ठीक किया जाए ताकि वो जो है जो भी प्रॉब्लम सपोज इन केस कोई प्रॉब्लम हुई थी जिसकी वजह से हमें रिस्क फेस करना पड़ा तो वो दोबारा ना हो. So next is communicate and consult. So internal as well as external stakeholders that should be included in communication and consultancy at each appropriate step of the risk management process and in the regard of the process as a whole. तो कंप्लीट जितनी भी कम्युनिकेशन है अगर आपके कोई स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं स्टेक होल्डर को साथ बैठा के उनके साथ बैठ के आप रिस्क मॉनिटरिंग कर सकते हैं ताकि इन फ्यूचर रिस्क ना लेना पड़े मतलब रिस्क फैक्टर जो है वो कम हो जाए. So next we have the selecting a risk control strategy. So in that case we are having different levels of risk control strategies. So first strategy that is the first level we can say that of threat, the value of asset that play a major role in the selection of strategy. The second one is that a rule of thumb on strategy selection that can be applied. So in the case of rule of thumb on strategy selection cannot be applied. So we have different ways, or we can say that. So when a vulnerability exists, in that case, when a vulnerability exists, second is when a vulnerability can be exploited, and third one is when attackers' cost is less than potential gain, and fourth part is when potential loss is substance. So in that case we are having one flow chart. So in that case we have first one is Bible threats. System as designed. Is system vulnerable? Yes. If no, that means there is no risk. Second condition is
system management.
Is system exploitable?
डाउनलोड कर लिया
Yes.
इसको भी डाउनलोड क्रोम का डाउनलोड में जाना होगा ये बोलता नहीं वहां पे जाओ ना ऊपर किया हुआ फिर से मत कर वहां जाओ ना डाउनलोड में क्रोम का डाउनलोड में
यस बॉबी कुछ बोल रहे हो?
नो सर।
बॉबी बोल क्यों रहा है? So next we have exist threat and exist. So first, viable threats that directly goes to. So viable, that means we can say that it is whether it is feasible or not. Then after that, exist. Okay, yes, but no. If no, that means this can be accepted. It's the factor cost. Expected loss greater than organization acceptable level. No. So this is a complete flow chart for selecting a risk control study. So first in this case we have variable threats. Variable threat, that means whether it is feasible. Yes, Anchal. Unmute करो.
सर बोर्ड नहीं क्लियर।
हो गया क्लियर कि नहीं? Yes, अंजलि.
सर नहीं है क्लियर बोर्ड और आवाज भी क्लियर नहीं थी आपकी।
अब क्लियर आ रही है आवाज?
हाँ अभी आवाज तो क्लियर आ रही, बोर्ड क्लियर नहीं है।
आवाज क्लियर आ रही है, बोर्ड क्लियर नहीं. ओके, गगन. So first we have viable threats. Viable threats हम लोग इसको कह सकते हैं whether threats are feasible or not. तो feasibility हम लोग उसकी चेक करते हैं कि वो feasible है या नहीं है. तो अगर तो viable threats है तो directly we go to the threat and vulnerability exist. Threat and vulnerability exist. तो directly वहां पे चला जाएगा. Otherwise system is designed. System is designed. ठीक है, हमारे पास कुछ सिंबल्स होते हैं. सिंबल्स होते हैं जैसे अगर हम लोग बात करते हैं सर्कल जो होता है हमारा वो होता है प्रोसेस. ठीक है, वो आ जाएगा आपका प्रोसेस. अगर हम लोग डायमंड शेप में चले जाते हैं तो ये हमारे पास आ जाता है वो कंडीशंस. जैसे आप लोगों ने इफ एल्स कंडीशन सुना था, वेदर यस या नो या ट्रू या फॉल्स. यहाँ पे कंडीशन अप्लाई हो. ठीक है, तो हमारे पास ये यहाँ प्रोसेस चल रहा है. अगर हम स्क्वायर ले लेते हैं, ठीक है, ये अगर हम लोग डेटाबेस की बात कर लेते हैं, अगर ऊपर रह जाएगा तो डेटाबेस रह जाएगा, अगर ऐसे आ जाएगा तो वो एंटिटी आ जाएगी. ठीक है, सो फर्स्ट है हमारे पास सिस्टम इज डिजाइन, इट्स अ प्रोसेस एंड देन प्रोसेस गोस टू इज सिस्टम इज वल्नरेबल. इफ यस Then system move to next. If no, that means there is no risk. If yes, then next step क्या रहेगा? Is system is exploited? अगर system exploitable है, yes, तो then next move करेगा. If no, that means no risk. Okay, so next is if yes, अगर yes found होता है यहाँ पे, so next रहेगा vulnerability is existing, and next one is threat and vulnerability exists. Then directly goes to next process. So next process is risk exists. That means risk जो है वो exist कर रहा है. Then आगे पूछेगा is the attacker gain highest cost greater than gain greater than cost? Question mark. If yes, then process further move. If no, that means risk can be acceptable. Risk can be acceptable. हम लोग यहाँ पे ये नहीं कह सकते कि रिस्क नहीं है. रिस्क है, but we can acceptable. If yes, then go to the next condition. Is expected loss greater than the organization acceptable level? कि जो कॉस्ट है, जो आपको लॉस हो रहा है, वो इतना ज्यादा लॉस तो नहीं हो रहा है कि जो कंपनी की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की एग्जिस्टिंग से ज्यादा कर रहा है. अगर तो इफ यस है, then risk is unacceptable. If no, so again risk can be acceptable. अगर उसकी कॉस्ट ज्यादा भी लग रही है बट कंपनी उसको एक्सेप्ट कर सकती है, चलो भाई कोई बात नहीं, इतना अगर रिस्क हो भी जाएगा तो कोई बात नहीं, तो फिर हो जाएगा रिस्क कैन बी एक्सेप्टेबल. इफ यस, अगर वो कंपनी की कॉस्ट से ज्यादा कर रहा है, जैसे आपने सोचा चलो 10 रुपए का अगर नुकसान भी हो गया तो हम लोग उतना टॉलरेट कर सकते हैं, बट इससे ज्यादा नहीं. अगर कॉस्ट उससे ज्यादा कर रही है तो दैट मींस जो रिस्क है वो अनएक्सेप्टेबल है, कि वो रिस्क जो है वो माना नहीं जाएगा. क्लियर है? कंप्लीट फ्लो चार्ट. अगर नहीं क्लियर, रिपीट करवाना है तो जस्ट रेज योर हैंड इफ यू वांट टू रिपीट. रिपीट बोलते हो तो जस्ट रेज योर हैंड, अदरवाइज वी विल मूव इनटू द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. Okay, that means clear. So next we have methods of risk assessment. So next we have methods of risk assessment. So there are various methods for risk assessments. First one is quantitative risk assessment, qualitative risk assessment, and quantitative and qualitative. So first we have quantitative risk management. So quantitative risk management is a standard way of measuring risk in many fields. In many fields such as insurance, but it is not commonly used to measure risk in information system. So generally we can say that it estimates value of information system components such as information system, business process, recovery tools, recovery costs, etc. So in this case, risk can be measured. Risk can be measured in the term of direct and indirect cost. That is based upon the likelihood that a damaging event will occur, and we can say that the cost of potential basis, and the third one is the cost of mitigation action that could be taken. So this is your quantitative risk assessment, and second one is qualitative risk assessment. So this approach that can be taken by defining, and the risk is more subjective. Risk is more subjective and generally termed such as high, medium, and low. So in this regard, quantitative assessment that depends more on the expertise, experience, judgment of those conducting the assessments. So qualitative risk assessment that typically give result as high, or we can say that moderate, low, So however, by providing the impact of likelihood, defining tables and the description of the impact, so it is and the third one is qualitative and quantitative. So it is also possible to use the qualitative use a combination of quantitative and qualitative. So these two methods we can use as the combination of two. So in this case, first हमें एक चीज का पता होना चाहिए कि basically what is sorry what कह सकते हैं who do the assessment. So in that case, so answer for that question is a risk assessment is carried out by a team of people who have knowledge of specific area of the business. जो रिस्क असेसमेंट करेंगे, रिस्क को असेसमेंट कौन कर सकता है, वो वही बंदा कर सकता है जिसके पास नॉलेज हो, एक्सपीरियंस हो. ठीक है. So next we have, so before the start of next next topic, I'm going to launch the pool first pool. So I'm launching first pool. So now I'm going to share the result. So first question is, criminal accesses someone's computer and encrypt the user personal file and data. So the user is unable to access the data unless they pay the criminals to decrypt the file. So this practice is called, so correct answer for that question is ransomware. So you have bootnet पे किया है, spam पे किया है, so these all are the wrong answers. So correct answer is ransomware. So second question is, which one IP address cannot be assigned to a computer system in a network? So correct answer is your first answer, 127.0.0.1. Why we are not assigning this IP? Because it is our system's local machine's address, or we consider it's our loopback address. So now I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Oh, sorry, result. So next is risk management approaches. So after the company specific risk are identified and the risk management process has been implemented, there are several strategies companies that can take in regard to different types of risk. So in that case, we are having different types of a risk. In that case, first one is risk avoidance. So risk avoidance, while the complete elimination of all the risk, is rarely possible. A risk avoidance strategy is defined to deflect as many threats as possible in order to avoid the costly and descriptive consequence of the damaging events. कुछ वो वाले रिस्क जिसको हम लोग अवॉइड कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. So second is risk reduction. So companies are sometimes able to reduce the amount of damage certain risk that can have on company's process. So this is achieved by adjusting certain aspects of an overall project plan or company process, or by reducing the scope of the risk. So third one is risk sharing. So risk sharing, sometimes the consequence of a risk and shared or distributed among several of the project participants or business partners. So this risk could also be shared with the third party, such as vendors or business process, or we can say that business partners. So fourth one is risk retaining. So sometimes companies decide a risk is worth it from a business standpoint and decide to keep the risk and deal with any potential fallout. So the companies will often retain a certain level of the risk. Certain level of the risk. If a project participating profit is greater than the cost of the potential risk, and risk management, after that we are having limitation of risk. So limitation is, while risk management can be extremely beneficial practice for organization, its limitations should also be considered. So many risk analysis techniques, such as training a model or simulating the require gathering large amount of data. So this extensively data collecting can be expensive, and it's not granted to be reliable. So next we have next we have how to assess the risk. Next is how to assess the risk. So risk is assessed by the following points, or we can say there are following steps. So first, in that case, that is identifying threats, identifying vulnerability, relating threats to different vulnerabilities, determine the likelihood, evaluate impact for each risk. So when we are talking about the first point, identify the risk. So in that case, we see we are having different types of identify the risk. उसमें बहुत सारे तरीके हो सकते हैं. उसमें हमारा हो सकता है, अगर हम बात करते हैं we are talking about the identifying the threats. So first हम लोग इसमें ये भी कह सकते हैं कि रिस्क हो सकता है हमें एक्ट ऑफ गॉड. कैसे? Just raise your hand, कोई अगर एक्सप्लेन कर सकता है. Just raise your hand. So एक्ट ऑफ गॉड की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो कोई भी हो सकता है. वो फ्लड हो सकता है, कोई भी नेचुरल डिजास्टर हो सकता है. तो these all are type of God. फ्लड हम नहीं लेके आ सकते, बिजली हम नहीं गिरा सकते. So these all are the act of God. Second, that is इंटरनल अटैक। इंटरनल अटैक कैसे हो सकता है? किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के इंटरनल लॉग कौन है? दोज हु आर द एम्प्लॉयज ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर कंपनी। अगर किसी कंपनी का कोई एम्प्लॉय है, वो कंपनी के इंफॉर्मेशन, पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन कोई डेटाबेस शेयर कर रहा है किसी के साथ, तो दीज ऑल आर टाइप द इंटरनल थ्रेड्स। एंड थर्ड इज इंटरनल मिसयूज। थ्रेड हो गया, देन वी आर हैविंग इंटरनल मिसयूज। अब मिसयूज कैसे कर सकता है? अपनी पावर का मिसयूज, अपनी जो प्रायोरिटीज मिली है, जो उसको काम डिवाइड है, काम मिला हुआ है, उसको आगे मिसयूज करना, अपनी पावर्स को मिसयूज करना। तो these all are about the internal misuse. Next is external attack. एक्सटर्नल अटैक कहां से हो सकता है? हमारे में हैकर्स से। जितने भी हैकर्स हैं, अगर वो बाहर से हमारे नेटवर्क पे कोई कंपनी के ऊपर अटैक कर रहा है, तो वो सारे जितने भी एक्सटर्नल्स हैं, वो उनको हम लोग क्या कह सकते हैं? दोज हु आर हैकर्स। देन एक्सटर्नल मिसयूज। एक्सटर्नल मिसयूज का मतलब है कि आपके कोई भी नेटवर्क के अंदर कोई एंटर कर गया है और उसको मिसयूज कर रहा है। मिसयूज कैसे कर रहा है? या तो आपका डेटा डिलीट कर रहा है, या डेटा आपका कैप्चर करके आगे सेल कर रहा है। ठीक है, वो डेटा का मिसयूज एक्सटर्नल मिसयूज है। ठीक है, वो वही होगा विद द हेल्प ऑफ एनी थर्ड पार्टीज, वेदर दे आर यूजिंग थर्ड पार्टी सॉफ्टवेयर्स, तो कोई भी थर्ड पार्टी ही बनता हो। ठीक है, next we have second type we have, that is identifying vulnerability. So identifying vulnerability, that means this activity is completely focused on identifying vulnerability that could be exploited by the threats that you have identified. So the existence of the vulnerability is a major contributing factor for calculating the probability of risk. So if an asset has a vulnerability that can be exploited by a threat, then the risk to that asset is much higher when compared to an asset so that does not have the same vulnerability. So in that case, we are having big example is your weak password. जब आप कोई भी वीक पासवर्ड लगा देते हो, तो आपको कोई भी एक्सेस कर सकता है। आपका नेटवर्क का वीक पासवर्ड है, आपकी आईडी का वीक पासवर्ड है। So next we have relating threats to vulnerability, and so in this case relating threats to vulnerability बहुत सारे हैं हमारे पास। जो भी vulnerability attacks हम लोग अप्लाई करते हैं, whether we are using phishing attack, malwares, hidden backdoor program, so these all are the types of the relating threats to the vulnerabilities. So next we have determining the likelihood. So likelihood determining was conducted through analysis of the exposure, frequency, and control score of the threat, that based on the factor collected through the document review, metrics, questionnaire, interviews, and subject matter expert judgment. अब होता क्या है likelihood में? If we are going to explain this topic little bit deep, हम लोग इसको क्या कहते हैं कि हमारे पास कुछ है रैंकिंग ऑफ लाइक्लीहुड। सो हमारे पास कुछ है रैंकिंग ऑफ लाइक्लीहुड। सो रैंकिंग के इसमें हमारे पास डिफरेंट लेवल्स है। whether a level is high, whether a level is medium, or whether a level is low. When we are talking about the level high, that means the threat source is highly motivated and sufficiently capable and controlled to prevent the vulnerability from being exercised and effectively. When we are talking about the medium, that means the threat source is motivated and capable, but controls are in the place that may be uh, made successful exercise of the vulnerability. When we are talking about the low, so the threat source lacks motivated or we can say that compatibility or control are in place to prevent, or we can say that at least sufficient impede the vulnerability from the being exercised. So next we have that is evaluate impact for each risk. When we are talking about the evaluate impact risk, so in that case, that is risk impact assessment is the process of assessing the probability and consequence of risk event if they are released. So the result of this assessment are then used to prioritize risk to establish most to least critical importance ranking. So ranking risk is in term of their criticality or importance provides insights to the project management on where resources may be needed to manage or mitigate the realization of high probability, high consequence risk event. So risk impact assessment and prioritization are the second and third step of the process depict in uh, the given I'm going to draw the diagram. The given diagram. So first point that is in that case that is risk identification. Risk identification. And second point that is risk impact assessment. And third that is risk prioritization analysis. And fourth that is risk mitigation planning. Implementation and process monitoring. अब इन सबके केस में एक चीज चलेगी दैट इज रिस्क ट्रैकिंग. वेदर वो फर्स्ट स्टेप पे चल रही है, वेदर स्टेप पे चल रही है, वेदर यहाँ पे चल रही है. So in the case of first point that is risk identification, that means we are talking about the risk event and their relationship are defined. And इस केस में that is excess probabilities. Excess probabilities and consequence. In that case, from risk impact assessment to risk prioritization analysis, so we are having that is assess risk. Assess risk. Critical. So अब इस केस में क्या कर होता है, रिस्क ट्रैकिंग में we all are just watching list of the risk, वॉच किया जाता है जो भी रिस्क टेबल जो है जनरेट हो रहा है आपका. So in that case risk mitigation. Risk mitigation होगी, that means we are talking about the risk event assessed as medium or high criticized. It might go into the risk mitigation planning and implementation. And the low critical risk, that might be the tracked monitor on the watch list. And when we are talking about this risk mitigation planning to risk identification, that means we are talking about the reassessing existing risk. Says existing risk event and identify new risk events. So this is all about the risk identifier. So next we have next topic, that is security architecture and design. So before the start of next topic, I am going to launch the next pool question. So the first question is, what is one thing a Trojan does? So वो करता क्या है? First is protect your computer from advertisement. Second is logs your keystrokes. Third one is improves virtual memory efficiency, causes your power supply to overheat. So correct answer for this question is logs your keystrokes. की ट्रोजन हॉर्स का काम ही यही है कि आपके कीस्ट्रोक्स देखने, जैसे हम लोग की लॉगर की बात करते हैं इस केस में, तो की लॉगर का काम ही यही है कि आपके की स्टॉक्स को करना है, बाकी और कोई काम है उसका आपकी वर्चुअल मेमोरी एफिशिएंसी इंप्रूव करके उसने क्या करना है, पावर सप्लाई ओवरहीट करके उसको कोई फायदा नहीं है. सो करेक्ट आंसर फॉर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज लॉग्स योर की स्ट्रोक्स, जो भी आप स्ट्रोक करोगे की के ऊपर. So second question is, hacking a computer is always illegal and punishable by law. भाई जस्ट मेरे को कोई बताएगा फॉल्स किसने किसने किया है? गगन why false? इतने सारे फॉल्स किए. अभिनव, आंचल, मित्तल.
सर वो हैकर की टाइप पे डिपेंड करता है वो कैसा हैकर है.
Yes, sir.
सर अगर ब्लैक हैट हैकर होगा तो वो इलीगल होगा.
यस सर, यही सोच के किया.
नहीं, ये सोच के मत करो, हैकर जो है वो हैकर ही है. जब एथिकल की बात की है तब एथिकली हमने बात करनी है.
ठीक है.
ठीक है.
यस सर.
जब हैकर है तो वो हैकर ही है, वो उल्टे काम के लिए है, तो उसको पनिशेबल ही है वो. अगर हम बाय लॉ बात करें तो उसको पनिशमेंट मिलेगी ही मिलेगी. सो करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन इज ट्रू. ये चीज का ध्यान रखना, ये ना हो कि अगर आपका पेपर ऑब्जेक्टिव पे रहे और ऐसा क्वेश्चन आ जाए आप लोग करेक्ट आंसर को गलत कर दो. ठीक है.
ठीक है सर.
फिर आपकी आवाज क्यों कम हो जाती है? तो ये नहीं समझ आया, अच्छी खासी चल रही थी अभी।
अब ठीक है?
दोबारा बोलिए।
अब सर?
यार अब ठीक है, ये क्या हुआ?
सर कुछ नहीं, मैं माइक पे दूर होकर बोल रहा ऐसे।
नहीं फिर कम होगी, ये मेरे एंड पे प्रॉब्लम है कोई।
सर लग रहा मैंने फिर तो।
आपकी आवाज मेरे पास कम पहुंचती है, बट मेरी तो ठीक पहुंच रही है ना उधर। चलो गोइंग टू स्टॉप शेयरिंग रिजल्ट, लोग नेक्स्ट टॉपिक स्टार्ट करते हैं। Next topic is yes, Karthik. Yes, Karthik.
हेलो
जी।
सर, कई बार हमने सुना हुआ कि जैसे गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स ने साइबर सिक्योरिटी एक्सपर्ट्स हायर किए होते हैं
मेरे पास
हैकिंग के
आवाज
लिए।
नहीं पहुंच रही आपकी ठीक। आप मेरे को मैसेज सेंड कर दोगे, मैसेज शेयर कर दो, टेक्स्ट भेज दो, मैं देखता हूँ क्या कह रहे हो आप। So next topic is security architecture and design. So security architecture is one component of product system overall architecture and is developed to provide guidance during the design of the product system. So security architecture is a defined artifact that describe how the security control are, we can say that how they relate to the overall system architecture. So these controls that serve the purpose to maintain the system quality attributes such as confidentiality, integrity, and availability. A security policy is a statement that outlines how entities access each other. So what operations different entities can carry out, what level of protection is required for system or software product, and what action should be taken when these requirements are not met. So in that case, first point in that case, that is relationship and dependencies. So the scenario required addressed by a security architecture that include the relevant IT architectures. So in the given diagram, red text and the lines that denote the IT security specific components. So the diagram is intended the following properties is starting at the top left. So designing a security architecture should be response to business strategies and requirements. Second, the IT strategy should be response to the business strategies and requirements. And third one is the IT reference architecture should be response to the IT strategies and governance. So the reference architecture will usually address multiple platforms. So, fourth that is the reference security architecture is a part of the IT architecture, even if it is published as a separate document. And fifth one is IT security risk management process and criteria are derived from the business strategies and requirements. So sixth one is a set of baseline that control is generated based upon the security policies, directives, standards, and next we can say that the seventh one is the additional control are derived from the risk management process. And eighth one, the security architecture is the embodiment of the baseline and the additional security controls. So it can also be defined to include the policies, directives, standards in the risk management process. So the ninth, some organizations use the term solution architecture to reference the to refer the specific implementation that driven from the reference architecture. So second, that is cost. So cost, that is benefit. So cost effective, that is the principal benefit of the enterprise security architecture is the same as it is a IT architecture. So the cost effective improvement stems from the reuse of the control specified in the architecture, but this affect more than just the cost of implementation. So in this case, first point is easier, better, cheaper implementation resulting from economics of scale. Second point, reuse of skills of support staff, application developer, and analysis, or we can say that some users. And third is reuse of management interface. And fourth, that is easier, better, cheaper compliance checking. Next, that is faster implementation of standard solution. Next, in that case, that is fast track approval. So, in benefit, another term that is included, that is communication. So, communication is must. In addition, particularly for the multinational organization and architecture that improves the communication and ensure that the specialists in different we can say that different countries share a common understanding technique and a requirement and the different solutions. So next we have different form. So as indicated in the above diagram, the security architecture is related to the IT architecture, so, but it can take various forms. It usually contains a catalog of standard controls that together with principles, relationships, so the detail of the control implementation, preferably that including measurement and testing. And testing standards are often from the separate from the architecture document. So next we have drivers. So before start of drivers, I am again going to launch the next pool question. Next pool question is for you. Dear students, dear students, मैं so the answer for first question is when a server goes down, this is a network that issue. Correct answer is reliability. तो उसमें performance पे कोई नहीं है, security है, none of the above may be wrong है, so correct answer is reliable. So reliability issue हो सकता है कि अगर server down हो गया तो. So second question is which of the following involves submitting as many requests as possible to a single internet computer or services. So overload is it can preventing it from servicing legitimate request. So correct answer for that is DDoS attack. So next that is we are having that is drivers. So drivers, that is the security control. Security control are derived into the 4 different ways. So first way, that is financial. So financial risk management, benchmark and good practice, and fourth one is legal and regularity. So first, that is financial. So when we are talking about the financial, so financial driver is a return on investment, although it may be measured as we can say that a net present value, internal rate of return, etc. So where the risk is included in the calculation, so that is a value for the risk with and without the controller used. This is called the we can say that return on investment. So second, that is risk management. So risk management is a process which identifies risk and select an appropriate treatment. So the reason for managing risk is to make the total cost of adverse incident predictable. So here total costs means the sum of the impact of incident and the cost control intended to mitigate the risk. And third, that is benchmark and good practice. So benchmark and good practice is a continuous process of comparing one's business process and performance metric to industry best or best practice from other industries. So there are different benchmark approaches. So first, that is method. So whether we are talking about the internal benchmarks, I'm going to write different methods. We can say that different approaches of benchmark. First, that is internal benchmarking. Competitive benchmarking. Functional. Fourth one is generic benchmark. So internal benchmark, that is comparison of one of internal operation to another internal operations. And second, competitive benchmark, that is direct comparison to the competitors in the same or related industries. And third one is functional benchmark, that is comparison of a similar or identical function across many different industries. And fourth one, that is generic benchmark. So generic market, that is comparing generic business process across a wide cross section of the industry. So last, that is legal and regularity. So we should all above the law of the land, but this category also include one example, that is banking regulations. For a multinational organization that ensuring compliance in every country in which they operate is anything but straightforward. जो रूल एंड रेगुलेशन रहेंगे, सपोज अगर हम बैंकिंग की बात करते हैं तो वो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड रहते हैं कि जो रूल ये है वो सबके लिए सेम रहेगा. सो दिस इज अ बेस्ट एग्जांपल in the case of legal and regularities. So this is all about today's topic. Any doubt or any question related to any topic, just raise your hand. That means there is no doubt. Launch the fourth pool question. So today's last pool question. So hurry up students, इसको जल्दी attempt करो. I'm going to share the result. So answer for first question is in which of the following fraud method is the legal looking emails that is attempting to gather personal and financial information from the recipient. So correct answer जो है वो ठीक आप लोगों ने किया हुआ answer is phishing. Second question is Telnet is a general purpose for what? So correct answer is client server application program. So सबका आंसर जो है वो ऑलमोस्ट ठीक है. I'm going to stop sharing the result. Any question related to topic? कोई भी अगर आपका कोई डाउट है तो आप पूछ सकते हो. Otherwise, I'm going to end the meeting. चलो ठीक है, अगर आपको कोई डाउट नहीं तो ठीक है. ओके बाय स्टूडेंट.